Hello, welcome to the video. So it's Monday morning, I am in the office about to look at a trade. I say about to look at, I am looking at, about to actually place a limit order on it. So what I figured I'd do is bring you through the process, show you what I'm looking at, place the limit order together. If we get triggered in, we get triggered in. If not, we don't. So that's the plan. And take you through the entire trading day. We've got a pretty busy day, so let's get cracking. Right, let's set the limit order. So it's a buy limit, entry price, what have we got? We've got 189033. So I account for spread as well, so I've done the actual entry is 033, I've done 05. Just to account for spread, we've got stop loss. It's quite a big stop, but relative to pound yen. 188. Beautiful. TP 19163. Beautiful. So let's place the limit order together. Boom. Sorted. Let's back out. Sweet. Now we wait. Right, so limit order is set on GJ, so I'll talk you through the process, which begins from the higher time frames as always, because that's how we build a narrative in Vision, and just overall, it's a smart thing to do. So understanding the key characteristic of GJ, we tend to do this quite often, where price will flush down, looks like it's going to deliver lower prices here again, same thing, right? Looks like it's going to deliver lower prices, but then just continues higher. But notice how in the past we've always protected the previous low, which is showcasing it's a strong low, weak high, price delivers higher highs, right? But then following the 208 region, we had this huge sell-off, which we were anticipating. We pushed back down into the origin of the move here, and then we've had this start of the move higher. Now, a lot of people are going to be looking at this as a likely correction to push lower, definitely potential. However, understanding pound yen, following these big flush downs, we tend to get these big moves back up. The only difference with this structure here is that we have taken out key structural points on the way. So it is a little bit of a different scenario. However, daily chart looking good for more upside. We will skip the 4 hour, we'll go straight to the 1 hour. What do we have? Very obvious, as this is correcting higher, it looks like it's building a lot of liquidity, but understanding that this doesn't have to be swept just yet. The key thing is that once we start to sweep even an ounce of liquidity, this is valid to move higher now. So flush down coming into the day, we drop to the 15 minute. So we had the key flush down, potential high of the day form, push lower into London, or the beginning of London anyway, and now we've just expanded higher. So anticipating that pullback to occur. And then of course we've had an internal shift, looking for a key pullback now, and then looking for price to move higher. So depends whether this is going to tag me in. At this point we haven't been tagged in, but we have swept liquidity, so we'll see. But if price does come back lower, taps into this area here, and then expands higher, that's absolutely perfect, and that's what I'm looking at. Safe stop below structure, which is paramount as well. And of course you can be too greedy with these. I could, pretty much set it below this range, which is still valid. But overall, if this was to spike you out, right, let's say you get tagged out, the narrative still plays out, what's the point? I'd rather be in the trade, have a slightly lower risk to reward, but have a much higher strike rate and a better success rate in the market. So overall, that's what we're looking at. We'll see if price tags me in. In the meantime, coffee. You can come stay with me, and then the Saturday we can come in here, film, get all that sorted, and then the Friday we go out for food, we can kind of enjoy our time, and then Sunday we'll come back in here, film any adjustments that need to be done on the episodes, and we can just literally go from there. Because I'm looking at GJ, I'm now throwing that in the trading pit chat. So this is something that everyone else was looking at as well. Aveus looking at the same thing, different members, Dylan, same thing. So what I normally do is before an entry or sometimes mid-entry, I will showcase what I'm looking at. And also you can compare it back to the markups that I'm looking at in the morning. It's just built on the same narrative. Daily, looking for bullish, and then we've got 1 hour, why I'm looking for the trade, lower time frame is the actual entry as well. So it just allows me just to keep everyone updated on what I'm looking at in the markets. They can compare and obviously use that to their own analysis as well. And if it fits their trading plan, they can take it as well. If not, then so be it. So I'm gonna get this posted and then update everyone on the trade itself. So price is very close to the entry now. Let's see if we get the tag. Might have been tagged in actually. Yes, tagged in now. Tagged in on that account anyway. Let's check the other ones. That's the thing about having multiple accounts. Sometimes it takes a little while for the spread to kick in. All right, tagged in on that one. Sweet. After I've been tagged in the trade, what I usually like to do is take some screenshots for my trade journal, and then I can obviously put that inside Envision as well, because all trades that I take are posted inside Envision. So we are tagged in. Right, next move, we are tagged in. You can see how this is why you've got to account for spread. Had my entry been at 18903, I wouldn't have been tagged in, even on a raw spread account. So mine was 05 here, so it gives a little bit of breathing room to be tagged into the trade. So now what we've got to do is I'm going to monitor price to see how it performs to certain levels, which once again is talked about inside Envision. That was pound yen. We'll see how it develops. I've got a hit no session soon, and then I'm going to crack on with some more work as well. But for the first half an hour to an hour, I will be monitoring the charts just to make sure that how price reacts to certain areas, and then when I can remove risk as well, because that's key. And screenshot straight into the chat. We have this Envision bot set up, so anytime you use certain words like tagged or nothing for me at the moment, you just get this meme pop up, so it's quite funny. But yeah, tagged into the trade, members know. Now it's time to manage the trade. 18903. My entry was, I'll show you. My entry itself was, you can see, come on, there we go. So the limit order was at 05. So had it not been for the spread itself, and me accounting for that, there's no way I would have been triggered into that. So quick lesson for you, always account for spread when taking live trades, because number one, people don't think about it. Trading's this black and white approach. No, it isn't. Please account for spread and just be logical about the way you're doing things. But yeah, first initial reaction, I can technically now reduce risk, so I'm going to be doing that shortly. My first target for reducing risk will be below the entry point, which means that I can remove my initial risk from here to all the way up here. So pretty much at break even, minus commissions, etc. We're looking at minus 0.1, something like that. So very small. Going to see how price reacts from this area to the left here as the first real indication of what we're going to do next, whether we're going to reject, react a little bit and then push higher, or actually mitigate and push lower. And then the next target will be the swing high to see, do we break or do we fail to break? That'll be the key question. So yeah, that's a little update on price. Let's see how things play out. You can also see that Aveus is in the same trade as well as me. He's actually moved to break even now, which is absolutely beautiful. You can see pretty much identical entry, similar area of price. You know, it's very logical approach once you understand the basics and master the fundamentals. So yeah, gonna see how this trade plays out for me and Aveus. Right, so you can do this with me. So we're gonna remove all of the risk now. 08, 18908, which means that it's just above break even, cover and commission, beautiful, protect, sweet. And you can see we've then had the confirmation. How you can see the entry was the lower line, The stop loss is literally just above, just to cover commission, which is obviously key. Price now pushing into the first area, which I marked out before. Here you can see this buildup of volume in this area. Are we going to react? It doesn't even look like it, which is good news if we don't, but if we do, we understand why. It's trying, can it sustain? This looks like it's just gonna blast through. It closes like that, it's pushing through. Yeah, it's gonna push through now. There we go. See how it closes. Beautiful. Next area of reference will be here. Obviously risk removed now below this area. The plan is, actually I'll take you on the charts, I'll show you what the plan of action is. Right, let's talk you through the GJ plan of action going forward. So we can see that price tagged me in only just, we're talking by literally 1.6 pips, right? Which is why I accounted for spread and my entry was at 18905. The actual entry was 189046. So it just literally accounted for spread. The first target, so we did start to accumulate at one point. This is typical of GJ, always seems to do this prior to popping higher, and it does tend to throw people off as well. First target was here to see how we reacted. As you can see, intention is still strong, we can remove that, and now just focusing on how price reacts to this high. Does it take it with ease, or does it simply, I'm expecting a reaction, so we'll at least see price push a little bit lower, and then either accumulate into higher prices, or if not, we may turn around and then move lower, in which case risk is removed. The plan of action, if we do break that high, will literally just be trail stops in accordance with structure, which I talk about all the time with Envision, but once again, profit target in place at these highs at Asia, and it depends how this plays out. I can even target some of these highs as well at the swing for a bit more better target. As price is continuing to build, I will be paying myself along the way, right? Because there's no point letting a 2, 3, 4, 5% trade pull all the way back to break even when you haven't paid yourself, right? On a smaller account, you may have the affordability to do that. As you start to build up and scale your account, that will not be in the equation anymore, because you will want to pay yourself some profit to walk away from the trade with some money banked. That's just the cold hard truth. Anyway, I'm gonna manage this appropriately and I'll keep you updated. So, you know how I was talking about those two key areas of price to monitor? Notice now how we have reacted from that second level. Let me turn the brightness down again. Can you see how price has reacted from this top area? Now, I said we were going to at least see reaction. Now it's just a case of whether this is for the purpose of building more liquidity above, i.e. the fact it's paused there and pulled back tempts people into the sell, building liquidity above, or is this going to mitigate, push down, in which case stops are protected to cover commission and walk away from the trade with break even. So we'll see, and you can't really call it. This looks like a reaction, but once again, it could be proven very wrong, so we'll see. But that is the trade itself. Let's monitor how it plays out. It is currently 2. In 35 minutes, I do have my hypno session, so it's good that stops are removed. I will literally have an hour or two where I'm not on the charts at all, and I'm not going to want to pay attention to the charts. So I'll literally have to set and forget a little bit. Right, I'm not on the charts because I'm waiting for my hypnotherapy session. It's about to start, but stops trailed a little bit to below this low at 189.50. Price has popped above that structure, so gonna set and forget because I'm gonna be out of the markets for like 1 or 2 hours now. So we'll see how it develops, but that is the development of the trade. Beautiful. Okay, are we gonna go through the same process of like the right to left hand, or are we just saying it? I think it's because of the markets as well. You see these numbers all the time, you become accustomed to it, and you become almost numb to the numbers.
Like 15 people all in a villa. That's probably not really easy.
Right then, I hope you enjoyed this video and me walking you through the entire trade process. The trade itself finally finished for 1.74%, so it didn't quite hit TP, but overall this is the lesson in terms of being able to pay yourself and being able to have certain metrics in place of, right, if price doesn't hit TP, Are you going to allow price to pull back and hit break even? Or are you actually going to put measures in place so that you pay yourself some profit regardless? So it means that even if price doesn't hit TP, you're still walking away winning trade. So it's all about being smart and being the most effective trader possible. But overall, great trade. On to the next one. See you guys in the next video.